Hey guys, how you doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all those around the world. Welcome back to another Pokemon Unite video featuring Gengar here in the Master Rank. Man, I got a spicy deal for you guys this time. For all my Gengar mains out there, all the Gengar fans, we're running something a little bit different here. And I'm gonna throw it up on screen here, right about now. Yeah, you saw it. We're running Score Shield Aeos Cookie. I know, that's kind of crazy. Because Gengar is meant to be that burst assassin, right? But everybody's complaining about, Gengar being a little bit too squish, right? Myself included, for example. Like, I can dive into a team or I can assassinate a target, and then I either have to get out somehow, or I get myself killed. One way or the other, in a solo queue environment, that's kind of hard to pull off, especially when you are, doing the most damage on your team, for example. Especially if you're playing the Hex variant, Hex Bomb variant. You just jump into an enemy team and the team just drops Buddy Barriers and they drop their Unite moves and, Focus Bands or what have you, Focus Ashes, whatever you call it. They start healing up. You're either gonna, get a couple kills dead, or a couple targets dead, or you're gonna get yourself killed. Right now we're running Aeos Cookie just because we can be more of a help to the squad. Meaning, you can run special attack specs, the ones that, increase your special attack when you score. You can run that if you want to, which, I have no problem with. Mine's like level 28 or 30, somewhere around there. But either way, it gives you more value than Wise Glasses with 2 scores, for special attack, which it's actually really, really good. It's just, if you aren't good with Gengar, okay? If you aren't good with this Pokemon, I would not recommend running full damage. Now, running full damage gives you a lot of burst, right? Gives you a lot of sustain, I guess you could say. Because in a 1v1 situation, you can pretty much delete any Pokemon in the game. But in a 1v5 or 5v5 team fight situation, you either have to get a kill and get yourself out, or get a couple kills and get yourself out. You know what I mean? It's easier for a Gengar player to do this, to change up their build styles, to do all damage. Because generally speaking, I play Wise Glasses, I play Shell Belt, and I play Choice Specs. I play all DPS because I know how much burst damage I can do at every level when it comes to Gengar. As soon as I get my first Shadow Ball, as soon as I get my first Dream Eater and or Sludge Bomb, I know how much damage I can deal. I know how much damage I can take from each Pokemon. Now, there's situations where sometimes you get caught off guard. And in those situations, like I said, you 9 out of 10 will get yourself killed. Aeos Cookie kind of helps you not do that. Where you're running Score Shield here, right? That way, I'm not gonna lie, most Gengar players, sometimes myself included, we don't score that often. We're here to get those kills, we're here to get those objectives if we're able to, right? Generally speaking. Now, if you're running Score Shield kind of gives you that incentive of try to score, right? If you score, you get value. So, value being Aeos Cookie. And the thing is with Gengar, a lot of people don't expect Aeos Cookie, obviously. So at the end of the day, when they try to fight you to 1v1 situation, you have more health, you're bulkier, you know what I mean? So your cooldowns will come up while you're still alive. So therefore you can do more damage. It's a weird way to look at it, but at the same time, it allows you to get that survivability, right? I'm not saying this is going to be my main setup now with Gengar, but I am going to do some more playtesting with it. And I know there has to be other Gengar mains out there who've played with this just a little bit, We're out there. But at the end of the day, it does work out. It does work well, especially in a solo queue environment. Now, even in a team setting, I could see this working actually really, really good, just because, again, you're not that squishy piece of paper anymore. You have that Aeos Cookie to back you up. You have that 200 HP per goal, depending on what level your Aeos Cookie is. You know what I mean? It gives you a little bit of oomph to survive those team fights. Now, I would imagine that running this inside of a Hex setup could also be beneficial because you're jumping in there and you're smashing people down with Hex or what have you, and you have a bulkier setup this time. You're not just gonna dive in and get yourself killed. Whereas in the situation right here, for some reason, my brain was all like, "Alright, team, we got this," but I did not realize my team was focusing on the Rotom there. I did not realize that, and that's my bad, obviously. It's one of those situations where you gotta be mindful what your team's doing, where your team's at. I figured we were all on the same page there, but I was not paying attention, give or take, in that situation. Now, there's a Cramorant in the bot lane. I'm trying to get down there and get this this Dreadnought again, if we're able to. A little nervous, but, Cramorant apparently pulled it out. without using... Oh, he did. He popped his Unite move as well. Which is fine, because we were able to get this objective for it. And for some reason, don't do that. Like, if you're sitting here trying to kite the Dreadnought to the bush, it will reset every time. And 9 out of 10, you gotta sit here and redo this Dreadnought. Now, what do you think is gonna happen in this situation? What do you think is gonna happen, boys? Yeah. A steal is likely, just because of we had to reset the Dreadnought. If we did not have to reset that Dreadnought there, we could have picked it up and moved on with the day. But considering you pulled it out to the bush, it gives that team a chance of, taking it from you. Now, you could argue that it's not really going to help the enemy team, which it's not in this situation. Just because our whole squad is down here, we're pushing this goal point. And now, this is the power of, Score Shield on Gengar, because people don't really expect Gengar to have Score Shield. So you can just walk up, you can score 9 out of 10 if you know which Pokemon, can do enough damage to you to stop you from scoring. If they're not there in that area, go ahead and just take that score. You get that 40, I dropped that 40 point there, I get the power of the Aeos Cookie to heal me up a little bit, because it gives me added HP, and I'm out.
You're on fire!
Now think about that, if I was playing all damage spec, for example, if I had special attack specs and all what have you, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I wouldn't have been able to get out of there, because I was dead, essentially. This is a situation right here where I was trying to feel out what his playstyle was. Because I didn't really pay Decidueye enough attention in this game, because I figured he was playing Spirit Shackle. And, again, he's not. So obviously I'm going to capitalize on that and just get in his face, because he's doing enough damage to take me out, because I'm a bulkier Pokemon this time. It's just one of those situations where with Gengar, you can do things like that now. You can sit here in melee range with Pokemon now, because you're a little bit bulkier. Now, not every Pokemon you're going to be able to duel. Zeraora can still take you out, because he's Zeraora. He does too much damage overall in general still. But I guess the developers don't see him as an issue, but we'll see what happens. But again, this is one of those situations right here where Decidueye catches himself out yet again. And I'm going to capitalize on it, because I know that Pokemon is a piece of paper, just like Gengar, essentially. Now keep in mind, this happens to me often. I'll toss a Dream Eater, and I go to teleport, and I get hit in the teleport animation, and it goes on cooldown. Like, I hit him with it as soon as he landed, but just because of the jump pad, it went on cooldown. And he didn't take damage for it, which is very unfortunate for that Lucario fight. Now, I don't know if I've been able to kill him there, but I might have been able to survive up until that point where Greedent got to me. But I wasn't able to. And now we're in that part where we don't need Zapdos, right? We don't need this, but we're here for some reason. And I don't know why we're not protecting this as a unit. Instead, Greedent's all split up from the squad. We were all in that cluster right there. That little gateway. But Greedent's over here chasing down Greninja. He popped his Unite move early. It's just one of those things where if a team pays attention a bit more in a solo queue environment, things can go differently. But again, it's a solo queue. Now, sadly enough, the enemy team does get Zapdos. But we should still be able to pull this out, right? Because they have not taken out any one of our goals. We should have this game. Sadly enough, Eldegoss' big head got in my way, my Shadow Ball, so he took out this goal as well. I think if it was the other way around, we would have had it, but it's okay. It's all good, it happens. Everybody gets one. But, even with Aeos Cookie, Gengar still does enough damage to burst down targets with this setup here. Like, without an issue. But, to an extent. Because you still have to rely on your team because it's a team-based game. And you can't really carry the game regardless at a 1v5 situation by yourself. So if your team is underperforming or your team is not paying attention to these objectives, regardless of what build setup you're running on Gengar, it puts you at a deficit. Even though you're doing really, really good, your team has to be kind of coordinated, and that's very difficult to do in solo queue. But either way, man, I don't know. We're going to do some more playtesting with this build setup and see what goes on. For all you Gengar mains out there, Gengar fans or what have you, let me know. Because, like I said, generally speaking, I run full damage. We all know that. But hey, this has been Paul's Plays. Hopefully you guys smash that like button, come join that Discord, come tell me I suck, what have you. I will catch you guys in the very next game. Before we head out, though, take a peek at this. We're going to go ahead and hit that review button down there. And this is the power of Zapdos, and we all know it. But it's just one of those things where we were dominating this whole entire game. Like, got Zapdos, what happened? You see what I'm saying? It's just, Either way, man, catch you guys in the very next game. Have a good one. See y'all later.